sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. So today, we're going to be looking at this article y'all sent in from Sky Sports about Chelsea's 5-0 win against Morecambe in the FA Cup. Now, the scoreline kind of makes it sound like a pretty straightforward victory. But the thing is, Morecambe, they're way down, like several leagues below Chelsea. And they really gave them a good run for their money, particularly in that first half.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens sometimes. Like just looking at the score, 5-0, you think, oh yeah, total domination. But then, like you said, Morecambe's not even in the same league. And you add in the fact that Chelsea was on a 4-match winless streak, so there's all that pressure on them to perform. And then Morecambe just comes out, like fearless. And it makes things a lot more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, early on in the match, Chelsea's goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen, almost gave Morecambe a goal.
Yeah.
You know, he fumbled the strike. And, oh, man, I bet the Chelsea fans at Stamford Bridge were sweating that one.
Oh, absolutely. It's these little moments, like these tiny cracks in the armor that make the FA Cup so exciting, especially when you have like a real underdog story. Morecambe going up against a giant like Chelsea and almost getting that goal. I mean, talk about electric.
They really kept the pressure on, too. Chelsea did have a few chances. Tosin hit the post. And then Nkunku missed that penalty. Oh, man. Can you imagine the tension?
That penalty save. Morecambe's goalkeeper, Harry Burgoyne, what a save that was. And, you know, no VAR in this round. So he was off his line a little bit, got away with it, really take advantage of that. That's the kind of moment Morecambe supporters are going to be talking about forever.
Yeah, a real David versus Goliath moment there.
Yeah.
But Chelsea did eventually break through. It was Tosin, the defender, who got the first goal late in that first half. Deflected strike, though. Not exactly the kind of goal scoring we're used to seeing from Chelsea. You know?
That's what I thought was so interesting. I'm thinking, why was Chelsea struggling so much to break down a League Two team? Like they have so much offensive power. I don't know. Was it that Morecambe's defense was just like airtight?
Yeah.
Or was there something off with Chelsea's attack?
Maybe it was just the pressure, you know? They had to win. Maybe that got to them.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's a bigger issue. Like they rely too much on individual talent.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, really playing as a team.
And like you said, it was Tosin, a defender, who ended up scoring 2 goals.
It does make you think, is he becoming more of an attacker or was he just in the right spot at the right time?
Well, he was definitely in the right spot for that second goal. What a shot from outside the box.
Yeah, Sky Sports said that the crowd started chanting, shoot, every time he touched the ball after that, even when he wasn't anywhere near the goal. It was pretty funny, actually.
You know, it's amazing how one match can completely flip the script. Suddenly, the defender's the goal-scoring hero.
And what about Morecambe, though, going into halftime? Yeah, they were down, but they had to feel good about how they played.
Yeah. Oh, totally. They gave Chelsea a run for their money. But then that second half started. And, well, let's just say Chelsea found their groove. We'll get into all that right after this.
Yeah, that second half, it was like a completely different game. Chelsea just turned it on.
Yeah.
Goals everywhere.
Right. It really was night and day. So what happened? Was it Enzo Maresca? Did he make some changes at halftime? Or did the players just suddenly wake up?
I think it was probably a little bit of both. You know, maybe Chelsea saw some weaknesses in Morecambe's defense as the game went on, and maybe Morecambe just got tired. But what I found really interesting was how Maresca handled Reece James and Romeo Lavia coming back from injury.
Yeah. They both got 45 minutes in. That must have been huge for Maresca, especially having James back. He's so important to how Chelsea play.
Absolutely. And you can tell Maresca was really careful about it. He didn't want to rush them back. He even said, the idea is slow to build the right condition, especially for Reece.
It's like he wasn't just focused on winning this one game. He was thinking about the whole season, making sure his players are healthy for the long haul.
Exactly. It's so easy to just throw players back in after an injury.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a big club like Chelsea. But Maresca seems to get it. He's thinking long term.
Yeah, this managed reintroduction. It's almost like a message to the fans, too, right? Like, hey, we're not going to risk our players' health just to win one game.
I think you're right. He even said, the good thing is they both played 45 minutes with no problem. Now, hopefully, we can start to help them to build the right condition.
Yeah. He's basically saying, be patient. We're working on it.
It's actually pretty refreshing to hear a manager say that. You know, in this world where everyone wants everything right now, he's saying. You got to build a solid foundation. And that includes your players' well-being.
This is what I love about these deep dives.
Yeah.
You know, we go from talking about the score to talking about the manager's philosophy. It's so much more than just what happened on the field.
Totally. It's like there's this whole other story going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so we've talked about tactics, we've talked about player management, but let's actually talk about the goals now. Nkunku finally got one in the second half. After that missed penalty.
Classic poacher's finish right there. Rebound off the keeper. Shows you just how aware he is, always in the right spot.
And then Tosin, still feeling himself after that first goal, scores another one. Another screamer from outside the box.
He really had a day, huh?
And then Joao Félix, who hasn't been starting much lately, decided to show everyone what he can do. 2 goals, including that beauty of a bending shot for his second one.
Oh, man. That was a nice one.
So, 5 goals, clean sheet, key players back from injury, and a manager with a plan. Sounds pretty good for Chelsea, right?
That's the surface, yeah. But like we've been talking about, there's always more to the story.
Right. That's what makes these deep dives so fun. We don't just take things at face value. We ask questions. We dig deeper.
Absolutely. And I think in this case, the big question is, does beating Morecambe really tell us anything about Chelsea?
That's a good point. I mean, it was a League Two team, 87 places below them.
The FA Cup can be tricky like that, especially these early rounds. For a top club, it's a chance to get some wins under your belt, give some younger players a chance.
Yeah.
But it can also be a distraction from the bigger goals.
Like winning the Premier League or the Champions League.
Right. So, yeah, it's good that Chelsea won. It's good for morale. But we'll really see what they're made of when they go up against the other top teams.
That's when we'll know for sure if this was a sign of things to come or just a one-off.
Exactly.
But you know what? Let's not forget about Morecambe. They really gave Chelsea a game in that first half.
Oh, yeah. Especially that penalty save from Burgoyne. That was something else.
They fought hard. They weren't intimidated, even though they were playing a team from a much higher league.
That's what I love about the FA Cup. You always get these underdog stories.
And Morecambe's performance, it adds another layer to this whole story, you know? It reminds us that even in defeat, there can be victory.
That's a great way to put it.
So Chelsea moves on to the next round, and Morecambe goes back to League Two, but with their heads held high. This has been a great deep dive. We started with a 5-0 score and ended up talking about everything from tactics to the human spirit.
It's amazing what you can learn when you really dig into a game.
And now I want to hear from you. What did you think of this match? Was there anything that surprised you? Okay, so we've talked about a lot. The goals, Maresca's decisions, even how both teams were feeling out there. But I got to ask, what does this win really tell us about Chelsea?
Yeah, it's tough to say, isn't it? I mean, on the one hand, they won 5-0. They got some key players back. And Maresca seems to have a good plan.
But, like, it was Morecambe, so they're not exactly a top-tier team.
That's true. The FA Cup can be kind of weird that way, especially in these early rounds. For the big clubs, like, it's a chance to get some momentum going, but it can also be a distraction.
Right, because their real goal is to win the Premier League.
Exactly. So this win was good for Chelsea, don't get me wrong, but we'll really see what they're made of when they play the other top teams.
Yeah, that's when the real test comes out.
I think the takeaway here, for anyone watching football, is that you can't just look at the score. You got to look at the context.
The whole picture.
Right. Who are they playing? What are the stakes? That kind of thing.
That's what we try to do here on The Deep Dive. Help you guys see the bigger picture.
So, yeah, keep that in mind as you watch Chelsea this season. Don't just believe the headlines. Think for yourself.
Exactly. You might even see things that the experts miss.
That's what makes sports so fun.
You never know what's going to happen.
There's always something to learn, whether you win or lose.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep loving the beautiful game.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have the ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.